RuneScape is a game that's been in my life since 2005, and even now, I'm still learning new things about it every day. There's so much content in this game that I don't think it's even possible to know every single detail about every single little aspect of the game. Throughout the years, no matter how many times I moved, or went through bad times, or good times, RuneScape has been the one constant in my life, as lame as that probably sounds, but it seriously impacted and shaped me in so many different ways. As kids, we had a different mindset about the game, and that's what made the game so amazing. It was all about exploring and learning and making friends, and we experienced the game in a way that we just couldn't experience now because of all the knowledge we have. But I'm so glad to have had all those experiences I did have as a kid. Learning how to play as an Ironman was a completely different way of playing the game, and it brought back a love for RuneScape that I haven't felt since I was young. I've decided it's time to take the next step and take a whole new approach to the game, and this time, play without a bank. And I cannot wait to rekindle my love for RuneScape once again. As I said in my maxing video, and I truly feel this way, is that the journey is so much more important than the destination. And I hope that you'll join me on this adventure and exploration of this game that I love. For those of you who didn't know already, regular Ironman mode means you essentially have to play alone. So you can't trade, you can't use the GE, it's pretty much a single player game mode in a multiplayer game atmosphere, if that makes sense. Hardcore Ironman is pretty much the same as a regular Ironman, except if you die in that game mode, you lose your hardcore status, turn to a regular Ironman, and your hardcore high scores when you died are permanently locked into the hardcore Ironman high scores, and then you can only compete on the regular Ironman high scores. Now, as an Ultimate Ironman, it's the same as a regular Ironman, but the only difference, which is a pretty big difference if you didn't get this already, is that you cannot use a bank. It may sound impossible to some of you, but I promise it is very doable, and there are ways to lessen the pain of this restriction and kind of get around not being able to use the bank, which people have their own opinions on how they affect the integrity of the game mode, but we'll explore those concepts as they come up because it's way too soon to get into that right now. Now, this is not meant to be a guide whatsoever, probably the farthest thing from it. And I've done some research on the game mode, not a huge amount, but at least enough to understand the basics. And one thing that's very important about the Ultimate Ironman game mode is that you have to be very particular in the order that you do things. I mean, you don't have to do anything, of course, there's no right or wrong way to play the game, that's the beauty of it. But doing things in a bad order can definitely set an Ultimate Ironman behind and possibly cause hours upon hours to be wasted to an extent. For example, if I get Graceful before getting a house to store the set in, that could potentially be bad because you can't store untradables in a looting bag, and I wouldn't be able to access Zor to store my untradables early on, so I'd just be wasting a bunch of inventory space until then. There's just so many little things like that which I find so unique and interesting and intriguing about this game mode. The way I see Ultimate Ironman is that you're constantly taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and I'll definitely be making mistakes along the way that set us back, hopefully not too far, but that's a part of life, and the only thing you can do is learn from your mistakes and move on. One thing I want to make very clear about this series before we jump in is that this series is not going to be focused on the grind and how much XP we can get and how fast we can max. In fact, I definitely don't plan to max this account, and I don't think I'll ever be maxing another account in RuneScape. There may be some episodes where I make a huge amount of progress and gain a bunch of total levels, and other episodes where there's very little, I guess you could say, traditional progression on the account. The point of this series is to log my exploration and discoveries and show what I learn about this game that I love by playing without a bank. Some people may call it completionist, even though you can never do everything in this game, but really, I just want to have fun, and I truly believe that if you have a passion for RuneScape, there's an endless amount of content to discover. There's not too many people out there that play as an Ultimate Ironman, and even less that log their progress, and because of that, I'm sure there's so many unexplored methods for training that haven't been established, even though the game mode's been out for 4.5 years now. I want to discover new ways to play the game, or at least new for me, and while most things I do may not be efficient or proper, what I can tell you is that it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really just can't wait, and I'm so excited to start this new journey. With that said though, of course it helps to have goals along the way to stay motivated, And there's gonna be lots of smaller goals along the way, but I think the big goal for the account for now that's really gonna lead the account in a good direction is gonna be the quest cape. So as we progress and explore, I'm gonna keep the quest cape in the back of my mind as a direction I wanna work towards, but that's not the end goal of the account. There is no end goal. This is about the journey. Let's change our Ironman mode over to Ultimate Ironman. The journey begins. Here we are now, fresh off Tutorial Island on the mainland. And now that we're here, before we do anything else, I want to talk about two things that I think are going to be the most important for us as an Ultimate Ironman, and that is transportation and storage. Getting around on an early game Ironman is tough enough, and I imagine it's even worse for an Ultimate Ironman, because as of right now, all I can do is run, with my 1 agility by the way, home teleport, or use just some of the minigames teleports, since some of the most important ones are locked behind levels or activities. So I think it'll be really important to unlock as many forms of transportation as possible, which include spirit trees, fairy rings, and the Arty Cloak 1, which is actually the first thing I want to work towards since it has super low requirements and it provides unlimited teleports that's close to an altar, a spirit tree, and a fairy ring. And then for storage, I know as an ultimate it may not sound right being able to store items since we can't use the bank. We'll get into Zora and the looting bag and other bank style mechanics as it comes up, but what I want to focus on for storage is construction. The player-owned house, I think, is one of the most important things for an Ultimate Ironman. You can teleport, restore stats, repair armor, get tools, and most importantly, store certain sets of armor and equipment. And also, by training construction, we'll be able to start building hidey holes, which again, we'll get into later on. I'm going to be keeping construction in the back of my mind as a priority, but the main goal for now is going to be getting the Arty Cloak 1. First thing I want to do now is get our armor from Adam. Every type of Iron Man gets their own style of armor, and we have the Ultimate Iron Man armor here. Look at that. And now we're going to get rid of it because it weighs too much. Next thing I want to do is talk to the Mage Tutor and the Range Tutor. And by talking to the Mage Tutor, this doesn't really apply to us right now, but later on, once we get the rune pouch, when you pick up runes off the ground, they'll go straight into the rune pouch, so we'll just do that right now, so I don't forget about it later. And then with the Range Tutor, when you talk to her, when you pick up ammo, instead of going into your inventory, they'll go straight into your ammo slot. I'm going to start pickpocketing men until level 5 thieving, because at level 5, we can steal from cake stalls, and that'll be useful later on. When pickpocketing, normally when the left click option is attack, I would go to hide NPC attack options, but unfortunately the next default option for men is talk to, so this isn't going to help us at all. Hey, look at that, getting those diaries knocked out of the way already. The first level we're going to gain on the account on the Ultimate Ironman, level 2 thieving. I think that symbolizes something very important about this account. I think it means that it's going to steal my heart. We got a strange fruit already. That's actually going to be useful because it restores 30% run energy, so I'm going to pick that and save it for when we need it. You know, it's really weird going from an account that can never die to an account that pretty much has to die in order to keep up with the game mode. But here we are. Here's one of the first major differences between Hardcore Iron Man and Ultimate Iron Man. Although there will be some times where we definitely cannot die, no matter what. Here we have it, level 5 thieving. Let's move on. There's 4 regular logs that spawn up here at the top of Lumbridge Castle, so I'm going to light these into fires and then keep on hopping worlds lighting them until we get 15 fire making, because the Monk's Friend quest will give us 2,000 woodcutting XP, which I think will jump us straight to level 13 woodcutting, so we can pretty much just skip woodcutting and fire making straight to oak logs. 15 fire making has been achieved. Now I want to go ahead and do probably the most nostalgic quest in RuneScape. The Cook's Assistant quest brings back so many memories. Hey look, it's my content. Since we're here, let's also start Sheep Shearer for later. I know a lot of people can't stand the early game content on RuneScape, especially on an Ironman, but personally I really enjoy starting a new Ironman and building out from scratch and having to find your own way around and all that. I seriously just think it's so much fun. Okay, there we go. We have all the ingredients for his cake, and Cook's Assistant is done. 300 cooking XP also gets us to level 4 cooking. I'm going to talk to Duke Horacio here to start Rune Mysteries, and also talk to Father Eric to start the Restless Ghost. I have to do this quest in 2 trips because I can't just bank my stuff. I mean, I probably could drop some of the stuff in my inventory, but I just don't want to yet. This game mode's so freaking hard, dude. I might just give up now. Okay, Sheep Shearer is done, and 150 crafting XP puts us at level 3 crafting. See ya, idiot. The ghost has been freed. And that is the end of the Restless Ghost quest. 1125 prayer XP puts us at 9 prayer. And that also unlocks quite a few prayers for us. Before we head up to Varrock, because we're here anyways, I want to knock out the Mistal and Mystery quest real quick. Okay, Mistal and Mystery is complete. We got some crafting XP, a quest point, and some gems. I can't use these for a long time, so I'm probably just going to sell them to the shop. And 7 crafting is what we got from that. If you haven't done the Stronghold of Security, you can talk to Count Check in Lumbridge, and he will teleport you there, but only once, and then you can never do it again. I'm not going to actually do the Stronghold right now because I don't need money for anything, and I don't have any food on me. I probably could pick up those cooked meats, but let's go ahead and finish up Rune Mysteries. You know what, before we go back, let's just knock out Romeo and Juliet. That'll be really fast too. Yikes. Okay, the quest is complete. We got nothing but 5 quest points, and in that time, the home teleport has recharged, so we can teleport back to Lumbridge and finish up Rune Mysteries in the Wizard's Tower. Frick, I just realized I accidentally dropped the notes. Oops, I thought it was from the Mistal and Mystery quest. Alright, it's okay. I'm gonna thieve this man to get 450 GP, so that way we can buy a Chronicle and one of those teleport thingies, so we can get to Varrock really fast that way. I like how I said I didn't need money, but now like I actually really do need money. That's what this is all about though, it's all a learning experience. Okay, if we trade Diego over here, we should have just enough money for the Chronicle, which is 300, and then one of the teleport cards. So if we put that in there, we can now teleport with our 1 charge to Varrock, and this also goes in the offhand slot, the shield slot. So we can just keep that until we need space for something. The first pet on the account! We got the stray dog pet! I want to knock out Druidic Ritual, and for that we need raw bear meat, rat meat, beef, and chicken. So I'm going to grab a few teas here as food just in case. But I really want to keep my hit points as low as possible. I know it's very stereotypical for everyone to go and train fire making right away, but as an ultimate Ironman, I think it's going to be very vital for me to do. And I think 17 hit points is the threshold where you start taking more damage. So as long as we stay below that, we'll be fine. Sweet, I can just safe spot the bear right between these trees. For these lower levels, even though rapid is faster, and it's usually better, for lower level range, it helps to be on accurate because you're more likely to hit that way, especially with the limited amount of arrows and how low the accuracy is. Accurate's definitely the way to go. Yes, flinching is what I've resorted to now. I could go train a little bit of melee stats on the dummies in Varrock, and I don't believe they give hit points XP. But later on, we're going to get a lot of attack and strength levels and stuff from like Fight Arena, Waterfall, quests like that. Okay, I've been flinching here for like 10 minutes now. It's clearly not going to work. So I think we will go ahead and get some attack levels on the dummies. It's all trial and error, man. That's what the series is all about. So all we do is just sit here, spam click these dummies, and we'll keep on getting attack XP. We'll need level 5 attack anyways to equip a steel axe coming up very soon for when we start fire making. You can cap out here at level 8 attack, so we have maxed out our attack level on the dummies. If you try to attack it again, you'll get that message right there. Let's go ahead and try to defeat the bear this time. Okay, there we go. The bear has been taken out. Let's go get the rest of the meats for the Druidic Ritual quest now. And also finish up Rune Mysteries because we still haven't gotten around to finishing that. Alright, let's pick up one of these bad boys off the ground over here. The Iron Dagger is now our new best in slot. Okay, Rune Mysteries quest is complete, and doing this quest unlocks the runecrafting skill for us, which I don't think we'll be training for a long time though. On the way over to Taverley, want to knock out Witch's Potion real quick, so once we drink from this cauldron here, that is the end of the quest, and we got some magic XP from that. We've made it to Taverley, to the Druid Circle, where we can start... Oh, oops. Wait, no, don't kill me. Druidic Ritual will unlock the Herblore skill for us, and it's also the first members quest that we're doing on the account, so let's get this started and hopefully don't die. We have to run past some monsters in a bit. Okay, we are back, and that is the completion of Druidic Ritual. We can now start training Herblore, which is I think by far the worst skill to train for Ultimate Ironman, so that's going to be fun in the future. And we start off with level 3. It's currently the Easter event right now, and when we train fire making, we're going to need a warm outfit. So instead of having to run around the map and collect the Clue Hunter outfit, we're just going to do the Easter event. Okay, Easter event is complete, and now we have this unlocked permanently, so we can just drop all this stuff or destroy all this stuff, and we can talk to Diego and Drainer Village anytime we want and reclaim it. So once we go to train fire making, I believe this outfit or the other outfit, which you can't see here, the chicken outfit, which got destroyed automatically, both count as warm outfits, so we could wear that and not take extra damage. Here's the reward from this year, a giant Easter egg, but if we take that off and use a hammer on it, you get possibly one of the most terrifying items in the game. I don't know why I find this so funny. I didn't pre-make this account months in advance and get like 10 videos pre-recorded or anything. This was all recorded the day before this video was posted, And I did that on purpose, so that way, if there's something important I forgot or I'm missing or messed up on, you can let me know. I'm going to try to not let the videos get too far backed up, but this early game is going by so fast, and there's so much to do and so much to talk about. But I want to keep on posting every other day because I feel like every day is way too often as a viewer, since, you know, we all got stuff going on like work, school, social life, friends. Yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching the first episode of the Ultimate Ironman. I hope you enjoyed the series. I've been having so much fun, even though it's only been one day of playing the account. But yeah, thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again next time.